The cheapest new EV for sale today can cost less than $10,000. Here's how. You'll need to put in work, qualify for some incentives, and live in one particular state. Oh, and hope you like the Chevy Bolt. Switching to an EV isn't for everyone, but for some folks it makes a lot of sense to ditch Dino juice for electrons. The problem is, generally speaking, EVs are still on the expensive side. Well, so are gas models of late, but still. Even when considering federal incentives such as tax credits, there is the added costs of installing a charging system at home, if you own a home and can do so. With all of that in mind, the cheaper an EV's initial purchase price is, the more appeal it has for would-be customers. How does less than 10 grand sound? If you don't need a particularly huge car, then you might be able to pick up a 2023 Chevrolet Bolt EV for roughly $8,700 or the slightly taller, SUV-ish Bolt EUV for about $10,300, according to a report from CarScoops. Before you start jumping up and down, excited that you'll soon be trading in your gas-powered vehicle for a shiny new electric Chevy and possibly pocketing money in the process, you'll need to meet a very specific set of criteria to get a Bolt for that price. Specifically, you'll need to be a low-income resident of certain regions of California. You guessed it, this discount is part of a state government program called Clean Cars for All. You'll also need to retire an internal combustion engine (ICE) car that was built in 2005 or earlier. Let's get into the math, per CarScoops. When you retire an eligible ICE vehicle, you can get a max rebate of $9,500. Then you throw in the $7,500 federal EV tax credit, which still applies, even on top of the California rebate. Finally, the Bureau of Automotive Repair's Consumer Assistance Program provides up to $1,500 in California for vehicle retirement. That brings the grand total to $18,500 in discounts. Subtract those incentives from the 2023 Chevrolet Bolt's starting price of $27,165, and that takes it down to $8,665. The Bolt EUV's effective price descends to $10,295 after the discounts. And then you do have to figure in that old gas car you'll retire. That said, remember that Chevrolet already ended production on the Bolt EV, and tons of them are still sitting on dealer lots, so you may be able to get one for even less. As in any case, it's best to shop around for the best deal. The Bolt EV is a fun-to-drive, practical EV with impressive range. So getting one for $8,665 while offloading an old ICE car is a deal that's hard to beat. If you qualify, of course.